Hello YouTube, I am Matt, and welcome to another Feather and Inkwell fountain pen review.
Hello YouTube, this is Matt. Welcome to just another drop in the bucket. And today guys, we have the story of two nearly identical fountain pens. One I love and the other I don't. And this is a double tale of a Feather and Inkwell fountain pen review. Meet me at the table.
Hello folks, welcome back to my table side view, and we have some comparisons to start off with. Again, we have the Jinhao 5000 with the gold dragons in the red background. You can see it is roughly the same length, and it has flat finial and end caps, but that's where the similarities stop pretty much. Even these are slightly rounded, and to give you a different kind of quote, today we have a tale of two pens. We have the best of nibs and the worst of nibs. I could not have been more disappointed in my choice of one and more overjoyed at the other. So let's start with the overjoyed one. So many people have been absolutely just overjoyed, over the top, thrilled at, not this one, hold on. Sorry folks, that was a bad spoiler. This one right here, the number 8 on the P139. It is absolutely wonderful. I've written with it. It's smooth, it flows, it's not overflowy, so you could write with it forever. You could see that sunburst on there. So this is back to a Majon branded nib. It is in a medium, which I absolutely love mediums, so it is writing super smooth like mediums do. But this is back to, once again, cross branding here. They've gone back to their Moonman name. You can't really see it, but it is engraved on the cap. I do love the orange color better than I do the white. I feel like the white would become stained with darker inks, so I avoid that at all costs. The piston is a little bit easy to loosen and bring back, so you're going to have to be careful with that. Certainly avoid posting it at all costs. So some basic statistics for us. We have it at 5 3/8 capped and 5 inches uncapped, 36 grams capped, and 26.5 uncapped. So it can fit in your hand very well. It's not the perfect length, but with that number 8 nib, it really puts it out there at a good length. Just some samples. I didn't have any really choices to get a huge number of nibs like I did for my two previous pens that I reviewed from my recent unboxings. But here's what it looks like. On the top is this wonderful number 8 medium in gold. So I am writing in ancient copper, one of my favorite colors. It does come out a little bit dark because it's writing with so much absolute beautiful flow, and you can see it just flowed over the paper so well. I love it. It writes on many different papers, no problems. And let's go over some features before I go to the disappointing one. So the end caps are a little bit conical. You could see on both sides. You do have a workable clip. You can actually put it on material even though it is stiff. You do have some fancy ornamentation there on the cap band. Now this is a little bit tricky. So this entire thing is the piston knob. So don't try to unscrew it at this. This whole black area is the piston knob itself. It does rotate out. I don't know how many exactly it takes, but it's not as many. It's not that tedious to unscrew it. And that beautiful number 8 nib really catches the attention of everyone. I've had people that are not even really pen enthusiasts pick it up and write with it, and they even agree. It flows over any page so wonderfully, even down to the 20-pound copier paper. That means also it's not super flowy, but It works beautifully on everything you put it on. And now to something I could not have been more disappointed in. When I first tried to get this in the number 8, they just had number 6 nibs left. And this is a lemon long knife nib. I wanted something that if I was going to have a number 6, I didn't already have it. Not only is this a lemon long knife, it is a lemon long knife kind of medium to broad range. And let's start off with the stats. 35 grams capped, 25 uncapped. So almost the same weight, slight difference getting that longer nib. Okay, 4.75 inches uncapped. So it is shorter to write with. If you are writing at a writing angle, which is not every angle with this pen, okay, and it requires more pressure to be consistent. So as you could see, just one of the worst writers I've ever written with. I was so disappointed with this. Like, unbelievably disappointed. Like, it filled up great, but it barely writes. When you have it at a very almost flat against the page, it gives you a huge broad line, which I think that is the required angle to get this thing to write. I can't imagine actually writing with it for any length of time in this angle, but I believe that is the appropriate line right there. Very sharp angle, barely usable, and if you're writing with it at a sharper angle, like up here where you would expect, if you want a constant flow, which it still really doesn't achieve, it requires an extreme amount of pressure. So overall, I do not recommend the lemon long knives, especially the medium to broad. It barely writes. This is the worst of nibs. But the number 8, if you can find it, I just recently got in mine after almost 2 months of shipping time. The best of nibs. So, like a tale of two cities, tale of two pens. There you have it, folks. Tale of two P139s.